Hey guys, how's it going? It's Target here. Welcome back to another episode of the Edmonton Oilers Be a GM. So at the end of the season, obviously, or at the end of the draft, the last episode there, we took a look at free agency and we looked at the goaltenders that were available, and obviously the one that jumps off the page right away was James Reimer. 85 overall, 4.5 stars in the reflexes, 4-star puck control, 4.5-star athleticism, alright? So he's pretty good all around, but everybody says the reflexes is the most important thing when it comes to simming. So I would agree with that probably, because those are your ones that are going to be making your big saves. I think vision also applies pretty well here. So, I mean, James Reimer is a good option, but a lot of people seem to really disagree with the James Reimer acquisition. And it seems to be what some of the more popular comments was to not go with James Reimer and instead pursue another avenue. One of them was adding Josh Harding, another backup goalie who's got very similar reflexes if you look at it. 4.5-star reflexes. Actually, his are a little bit better than Reimer's, to be completely honest. And he's at a fraction of the price. The option, what people are suggesting with that, is that what you do is you take Harding and Scrivens and you tandem them all year. All right, and you keep doing what you've been doing and pray that it's going to be enough. All right, that's kind of the consensus here. Anyway, is that okay? Now, the other option is that we trade away for a starting goalie or somebody that's going to be near ready to go. All right, so who would that be? Now, first things first, let's take a look at Josh Harding, okay? We'll go to GM options. We're going to go to the trading block. Now, you can actually view players that are available on the block. Hold on, we're going to look for a goalie. We're going to looking for a backup goalie. Well, I don't know how old he is. So we'll do that. Okay, and then we'll go by overall. All right. Where is he? Where are you? What's his last name again? Harding. Where's Josh Harding? There he is. So you can see Josh Harding actually has really good trade value there. He's a free agent, and he's the same trade value as Ben Scrivens. All right, roughly. Let's take a look. Scrivens is up there, and Harding. Yeah, they're exactly the same. Scrivens and Harding are exactly the same. So if we picked Harding up at a fraction of the cost, and we traded Ben Scrivens and Josh Harding away, and a first-round pick for a really good goalie, I think we might be able to wrangle somebody in like John Gibson. And that's one of the options people were suggesting. Or taking Malcolm Subban in. You see Malcolm Subban's trade value right here at 83 overall. You could combine Harding and say a second or third round pick for Malcolm Subban. Okay. Now I don't want to make that. I will sign the goalie. I think that might be my option here. Is I'll sign Harding. All right. We'll hold on to him for the summer. Get him ready for the year, and then right before the year starts, before we get into it, because we can make trades up until the beginning of the season. The offseason counts, preseason counts, because it's still considered offseason to me. And we could make a trade for Malcolm Subban, or we could pick up John Gibson. All right? I mean, there's lots of goalies out there that you could couple that are getting better, but I think Malcolm Subban might be the best one to get on in terms of the train, and we'll end up getting you end up not having to give up as much, or you can combine the two to make a trade for, like John Gibson. Well, John Gibson's probably one of the most suggested players for us. Is him. So let's just take a look at Gibson's value. It's probably very high. All right, goalies. Yeah, John Gibson, he's 87 overall. His value is very high. Now, in order to get him, think of two Scrivens, all right, and a first-round pick, not from this year, and it doesn't match the block either. That's fine. If we went all the way down here I like to go to the last one, 2022. All right, those two, and then double Scrivens, you might actually be able to pry John Gibson out of there. Now, another option for us would be to add another winger that could replace replace David Perron. Somebody suggests we take a look at the value of David Perron in a first and what you might be able to get for him. I don't think you're going to step into that elite realm. You need to add something else. So if we added a guy, let's see here, like Teddy Purcell, he wants $3.3 million, all right? 5 teams are interested in him. We'd probably have to give him $4 million. But he's a second-line player, a playmaker, and he'd play alongside of Nail Yakupov and Darren Helm is what he would do, all right? Now, we also have the possibility of Draisaitl and Connor McDavid getting better, so we could also trade away Teddy Purcell. Now, we got $10 million in cap space. He would cost, I'm going to offer him about $4 million, all right? That's what I think I'm going to do here, all right? I know it's kind of cheap to sign guys to trade them, but we may end up keeping Purcell and trading Perron, and Purcell would just slot in on the second line, okay? So let's offer Teddy Purcell a contract. Let's see. I've got 42 players under contract. So let's sign first Purcell. Okay, we'll sign Purcell. We'll give him for $4 million. That should be enough to get him signed, I would think. So $4 million offered. Okay, that's $700,000 above. And then I don't know how many goalies we currently have under contract. I don't know what the minimum max number is, but let's take a look at GM options. I think we got rid of a lot of goalies this offseason. We only have a couple in the fold. Yeah, you got a couple RFAs. We only actually have one goalie signed. We don't have a backup. We've tendered qualifying offers to Brossoit and Makarov, so we have a lot of goaltender availability here. So let's sign Harding. All right, we're gonna sign Josh Harding. He wants 1.65. Let's give him the $2 million on the nose. Okay, we'll give him $2 million on the nose. That'll bring his trade value down a little bit, but it'll ensure that we get him. All right, for 2 years at $2 million. That's not bad. Now, there was another player that I wanted to look at. There's a skater. He's a winger. Here. Brendan Lemieux. He's actually an RFA, if you can believe it or not. And I don't think anybody, or a UFA. A lot of teams are interested in him because of his potential. He's 4 red stars. Look at some of his shooting categories, though. 90 slap shot power and 93 wrist shot power. He's a good skater. And he's really young. You know, he's only 20 years old. He's got 4-star physical already. His defense will get there. It's usually one of the slowest to get up there for power forwards. So I'm going to actually take a crack here at Lemieux. We're going to give him the max amount we can, which is $950. We're in the exact same boat as every other team. As long as they don't offer that, we're okay. In terms of other players, there's Salamaki, Mika Salamaki. I don't know if anybody's interested in him. Nashville's interested, but he's probably an RFA. If we look at UFAs instead, yeah, he's not up there anymore. You've got guys that are older, like Matt Rupert, 22 years old, 3.5 red stars, a left wing, 2-way forward. He's really fast, a really fast player. Decent shooting, actually, already. You know what? I'd take a gamble on Rupert, too. Nobody's interested in him, but I will offer him $735. Okay, so that's good for now. We're going to sim a few days. We'll go up to the 7th. And we'll see if we get Harding and Purcell. Those are the 2 guys we're after here. We do need a backup goalie. And, I mean, that'll always be available to us. Oh, we can't get Purcell because our roster is full. There's no more room. We got Josh Harding. We can't get Lemieux because our roster is full. And we can't get Rupert because our roster is full. So are they gone now? Shit, and Purcell's gone. Of course. That shit happens to me all the fucking time, man. Ugh, too many forwards signed. All right, we can get Rupert still. We lost out on the other guy, but you know what? At that point, we're splitting hairs. I don't understand why we have so many players. It's because we got too many skaters, and you know what? It's probably counting our RFAs. It's probably counting them as well. Okay, who can we get rid of? We need to get rid of some players, some signed players. Let's see who we can dump for picks. All right, guys that have contracts that we don't really need anymore, just so that we don't run into this in the future. Obviously, we've already had some problems. But now we don't have a backup winger. So if we get rid of Perron, we are out. All right, so it's not really the best option for us. Let's take a look here. No, we want to get rid of who's got contracts or low contracts. Boys, here we go. Young guy like Gordon, we're still in the frame. Matt Hendricks, Draisaitl, Klingberg. Okay, hold on. We're sorting by potential, and I want to find guys that have contracts. Hold on. Highest potential. There you go. And who have contracts that have low value. All right. You've got Martin Marincin, Siki. Let's get to a certain point, though. These are red stars. Let's go down to these guys. Do any of these guys have contracts? Yeah. Anton Lander. Well, he's pretty good. He's green stars still. Any of these guys? Yeah. Like Kyra, he's got a 905. Let's put him on there. Okay. We'll see who wants any of these guys. I don't really care if they're actually any good. We'll go back down. Kyra isn't the one that's our queue here. Kyra, there you are. Pitlick, I don't think he's signed. No, he isn't signed, so we don't need Pitlick. We do need to get rid of some players, though. And that's pretty much it. Matt Hendricks. Honestly, we could probably get rid of Matt Hendricks at this point. So let's throw Matt Hendricks on there. And that'll free up 2 spots. Because I think that, well, Draisaitl and I think that McDavid are going to be ready to go for sure. And they'll be playing minimum 3rd line. So let's put Matt Hendricks on there and Kyra. Let's see if there's anybody that wants both. Arizona wants both. Now, they've got really low trade value. We might be able to get a 3rd round pick. Maybe not even that. Let's see here. Anybody else want both? Florida. They don't want to get rid of their third either. New York Islanders. They want to get rid of their third, but that won't go through. I guess they don't have enough. They've got too many players. This would just push them over the limit. Vancouver. They can do the trade, but they don't want to get rid of their third. And we got poor relationship with them. Washington, Winnipeg, and Anaheim. Who do we have a good relationship with? There we go. Neutral. Does anybody great? Carolina. All right, does Carolina want to get rid of their third? No, but they got 2/3. I don't think that's enough to do it. It's not enough. We can't do a third here. This is just a dump. I bet you I could take a 4th from them this year. And I bet you I could take a 4th from them next year. All right, that's one trade positive. Yeah, this might go through. And we got a great relationship with them, so it'll help. Let's see. There you go. So we got 2 4th-round picks for those guys. That'll add a little bit, I guess. And it'll free up some roster space as well. All right, so I don't see the need to add I guess we could add Tokarski, though. We could add Tokarski, because if we end up getting rid of a goalie, we're going to need a backup. And Dustin Tokarski, 3.5 red stars, 81 overall. I mean, he's the only one that's still got potential in the goaltending category, pretty much at this point, that can actually play backup. So let's give Dustin Tokarski a contract. Nobody else is interested. We'll give him a 1.195. That's fine. And we have room for goalies. Trust me, we have room for goalies. All right, and that'll be good enough, I suppose. That'll be good enough. Oh, where's Tokarski? Yeah, he took it. Your cash offer was more than generous. So we got Dustin Tokarski. He may jump up in the offseason. You never know. And then we've got too many goalies. But that's fine to have. All right, so let's go to September 13th. I'm really pissed off I didn't get Purcell. But we've got 2 goalies that we might be able to trade for a top forward. All right, let's see what we get. I can't wait to shed some of these unneeded contracts. I mean, there aren't many, but I can't wait to get rid of some of them. Oh. All right, so Laurent Brossoit, he accepted our cash offer. He was a tendered qualifying offer. We also got David Musil, and we got Tyler Pitlick. We've got Eero Pakarinen, whatever it is. Truly humbled. Yeah, it's counting all these guys. Brandon Davidson, and Andrei Makarov, who's 77 overall goalie. Okay, I won't be tender qualifying offers to any more of these fucking guys. They're causing me problems. Because I do have 2 roster spaces available since I got rid of those guys. One of them is for like as many goal. We probably got 1 forward roster space and 1 player roster space, or 1 goalie roster space. Hold on, I'll stop the sim here. I just want to take a look at my GM options, and not GM options. Sorry, GM tracker. I want to see if I can upgrade my Pro Scout a bit. No. That is all I can do right now. Because Pro Scout, I think it'll help. I think it helps you make trades. I know it helps like let you know when trades are coming, but I feel like it also helps you make the trades too. You know, if you've got a better influence with your Pro Scout, or you got a better idea of what a player's value is, or your team might see more value to a player than them because of something, but because of that, it lowers it for you. You know, I think that might be something. They should go into a full detail of exactly what that'll do. I mean, they give you a little snippet. Gives you a better view, but I feel like that there's more than that. I feel like an assistant coach or pro scouts should be able to provide more than just that, you know, insight to real depth players. Okay, so they want 38 wins, our 3rd year. Since this is your last year, I'll be paying attention to what you do this year when you're considering your renewal. So we need to look at our contracts first and see if anybody jumped up. We're looking at Draisaitl, and we're looking at, so yeah, Yakupov actually dropped down to an 84. Hedman's at 89. Marinchin's an 86. Schultz still an 86. Eberle Perron 86. Kluckbaum 85. It doesn't look like they. Oh, but they're on. It looks like they're on the sub roster. So Connor McDavid's an 82, and Darnell Ernest is an 81. Draisaitl's an 80. Now what do they have him labeled as? I can't remember where you checked that out. That's going to be in roster moves, I believe. Yes, roster moves. Let's take a look. Keith Ollie maxed out. We can trade him away, to be honest. Connor McDavid, though. He's 82 overall. He's going to be a 3rd-line center for us at this point. I think he can play in the NHL. Depends on what they ranked him as. I'm sure they've got him as a 3rd-line center. But look at that shooting. Look at those puck skills. Look at that skating. My goodness. His face-offs are actually pretty good at 76. Defensively, he's terrible. So he needs to be really paired with somebody that's got the ability to kind of take him under their wing, and we'll give him a lot of power play time is what he's going to get. Goalies. Take a look at goalies. Now we had, this is in the system. We've got Harding, Scrivens, and Tokarski. So Tokarski did not jump up, but we've got 3 solid goaltenders here. We could actually trade Harding, Scrivens, and a first possibly for a John Gibson. You know what I mean? That could be an option for us. And then Hall and Nugent Hopkins are still leading the way. Victor Hedman and Marincin. I can't believe Marincin is now number 1 on our team. I'm going to give Schultz the top minutes, though. I feel like because he's 4.5 stars, we need to give him that opportunity. Jordan Eberle could still get a little bit better. Perron is still an 86, so I'm not too upset about that. And Darren Hellman, 85. Yeah, we went through all this. Okay, so let's go to roster moves. And we can take a look and see how these players are classified, okay? So, all right. Actually, Connor McDavid's listed as a depth forward. So, you know what? If he's a depth forward, I'm actually not going to be playing him in the NHL. I'm going to play him in the OHL. So, and Nurse is also considered a depth defenseman, so he's not going to be playing. Carl Klingberg, though, is considered a 4th-line centerman. He doesn't have the best face-offs, terrible defense. We may have to go out and find ourselves a 4th-line centerman that can actually play. These guys are all other. They're not really what we're looking for. And if we look here, is anybody that's not supposed to be here? David Musil will send you down. All right. Roman Horak, he could play the 4th line. He doesn't have the best setup. He's considered a depth forward. What's his age? 25 years old? Send you down, I guess. Oh, no, we need him. Anybody else playing out of their realm? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, only 1 top 2, a couple top 4s. All right, a couple top 6s. All right, goaltenders. You know what? I guess we could. We'll see what happens here first. We don't want to have to send anybody down yet. Edit lines. Let's take a look at the NHL best lines. So yeah, right now we've got Horak playing center on that 4th line, and like this is just a waste of snipers here. You know, you got Boyd Gordon. I'd almost switch. Oh, Downey's 83 overall, and Justin Abdicator's 83 overall. Brandon Prust 81. It just seems to be the way to do it, you know. Yakupov, I can't believe he dropped to an 84 over the offseason. They just sandbagged the shit out of Yakupov in this game, man. Just sandbagged him. Darren Helm, he's got great defense, so that's good. Boyd Gordon, he's got great defense. Steve Downey, he's got okay. It's only 3.5, right? Yeah, 3.5. But Boyd Gordon's got 4.5. Abdicator's got 4, so I'm not concerned with that line. This 4th line, though, he's got 4. Yep. We're good defensively there. Horak is terrible. He's only 3. He's not the type of guy I want down there. And Brad Boyes is not bad. I'd like to find a 4.5-star defensive 4th liner is what I'd like to add. Victor Hedman, Justin Schultz, Clefbaum and Marincin, and Stewart and Fane. That's a good combination there. Our power play, yep, that's good there. Hall and Eberle we're going to switch around. All right. Perron, Helm, and Yakupov, that's fine. 4-man power play, Nugent Hopkins and Hall, Darren Helm and Eberle, Boyd Gordon and Helm, and Hall and Nugent Hopkins on the 2nd penalty kill, I guess so. We don't have that 4th line. Okay, so let's go take a quick look before we back out of this, and then we can look at the goaltending option, because we do have that option at this point. Let's do that. Let's take a look at a couple things here before we back out. Sorry, I need to go to trade negotiations. Trade negotiations, trade those players. Let's take a look at Anaheim. What is John Gibson like now? He's probably like 88 overall. He's still 87. Still 87. So that's good. That means his value has not gone up at all. But look at that top category. Look at those reflexes. Those are unbelievable. Athleticism is really high too. Good vision. You know, he's an elite goalie. He's head and shoulders above guys, all right? So now they're our enemy here, so it's going to be tough to make this deal. Let's take a look. We'd have to give up. Okay, I don't know if we can even give up 2 goalies for this. Harding and Scrivs. Yeah, we'd have to take back a shitty goalie from them. That's not a problem. And a 1st-round pick from 2022 we were looking at, right? 2022. There you are. Okay, so this won't go through because of the goalie, but we're looking at trade value here, okay? And we can take back, hold on. It's got to be a goalie. Goalies, oh, here you go. Igor Bobkov, 79 overall, 3.5 yellow stars, 6'6", 216, and he could get there. He could be there. Is that the lowest valued goalie you've got? You got Jason LaBarbera, who I'm not willing to pick up. I'd rather pick up Bobkov. See, that would make it go through. Okay? So if we traded Harding and Scrivens for a first for John Gibson. Is that enough? Doesn't quite look like it is. We'd probably have to give up a... we'd probably have to give up a pick, another pick. Because I don't think we can give up any other players. It'd have to be a second-round pick from something. Where's the year that we actually... You know what? 2021 second. This would probably make it go through, guys, okay? So Harding Scrivens, a first from 22, a second from 21 for Gibson and Bobkoff. All right, that's actually not a bad trade, okay? So we'll take a look at that. Also, when we come back, we'll actually assess a fourth-line player. So that's what I want to know from you guys. Is that the trade we make? Is John Gibson the future for the Edmonton Oilers? Let me know, guys. Until next time, I'm Target Audience, and I'll catch you guys out on the ice.